Well, you heard it. All those Republicans in the House squealing and squawking, just blah, 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 just blathering away, trying to deny facts. Trump is guilty. Trump, a criminal. You know something? It was really something to hear him. This one guy stood up and he said, Al, okay, he does odd stuff and he says odd stuff, but, it's just that you don't like him. That's it. That was the excuse. That was it. He thought that was the defense. Trumpy boy. Partisan. The Republicans would, this impeachment, it's partisan. Wait a minute. What was Trump doing? He was massively partisan. He was trying to go and use extortion to another country to try and get dirt on Joe Biden. Not even just had to make a proclamation saying they were going to investigate this activity of Joe Biden. That's all it was. Didn't have to prove anything. It just had to be there so that they could use it on Fox News and lie to you more continually. Because as you know, everything about Fox News is right-wing propaganda. We should all just be quite clear that if you hear it on Fox, it's right-wing propaganda. So you just say, you just dismiss it. And you say, well, that's Fox News, that's right-wing crap. That's what it was created for. It was always right-wing propaganda right from the get-go. Roger Ailes was this friend of the criminal Republican Nixon. And Roger Ailes went out and created Fox News so all the right-wing wackos could have a news outlet, a propaganda, a propaganda machine. And that's all it is. That's the history. That's the truth of it. Because they wanted to manipulate the news for their right-wing propaganda and lies. Say, Trumpy boy, Republican, is guilty. They got him dead to rights. Of course he did it. And it is huge. There's a little bit they're trying to say, well, Bill Clinton got impeached in the House. What did Bill Clinton get impeached for? Well, he lied to the House about having an extramarital sex affair. And Republicans spent over $40 million of your taxpayer dollars to try and find something on Bill Clinton. And he had an extramarital affair. At the very same time, the Republicans were doing that. Republican Newt Gingrich, who was leading the House, was having an extramarital affair and lying about it as well. Hypocrisy, typical Republican hypocrisy. Now here you got Trumpy boy. He was holding up $400 million in military supplies to our friend, Ukraine, who is actively out there fighting against Putin and the Russians, putting their lives on the line. And Trumpy boy, the scumbag, is sitting there going, we're not going to give you the money unless you say that you're looking into Joe Biden. That's right. That's a massive crime. A typical Republican, typical Trump criminality. And he should go to jail. He should even get not only impeached and moved from office, put him in jail. This guy is slime. And he has been his whole career. Why doesn't he release his taxes to you? What's the excuse? What is his excuse? There isn't any. It isn't gonna. Of course, because he can't. it would show all this fraud that he is. It would show the mafia connections. It would show that he doesn't pay taxes and hasn't for a while. It would show that it's deception, fraud, criminality that Trump is. He can't release his taxes. That's a statement. That should be a political thing. Just say, Donnie boy, I'll do this if you release your taxes. Donnie, where's your taxes? Donnie, what about your taxes? Show us your financial statements to prove who you are. You're saying that everything's okay. You're saying that you're okay. Well, then what's the problem? He can't do it because he's guilty. Just like this Ukrainian. Just like this Ukrainian fiasco. He can't get Mick Mulvaney, Bolton, these guys to come and testify, respond to a subpoena, because they would tell it. They were firsthand. So he just denied them access. That's another propaganda thing of political campaigning against Trump and all Republicans is he withheld the subpoenas. He wouldn't let them show up, these people to show up. He denied you your ability to hear what was going on with your money. Your money. Your tax money. And Trumpy boy couldn't allow that to happen and get a openly discussed, again, just like his taxes and financial statement. So he just says, nobody's going to show up to those subpoenas. We're not going to. Now, personally, I still have the question, how is that even possible in our system? The president isn't above the law, and none of his people around him are above the law. If your House of Representatives people call you for a subpoena, you're going. If the president is called, if all his advisors are called, and whatever, Secretary of States and whatnot, they're going. They can't, and should be. I mean, evidently it's possible. They shouldn't be able to not appear when they're requested by subpoena to come before the House of Representatives, your representatives, and tell what's going on with your money. So again, that's another obstruction of justice thing that's against Trumpy boy and all Republicans. Obstruction of justice, overt criminality, with his extortion scheme against Ukraine. Amazing. Of course he's guilty. So what did you hear? All those Republicans in the House squawking and squealing and blathering and blithering and deflecting and lying, repeating lies because they had nowhere to go. There is no defense. Trump is guilty. And the bigger issue is all Republicans are Trump. All of them should be voted out. In the Senate and the House. All of them. Because they all are Trump. Even down to your state legislatures, your state governors, your state people that are Republicans in there. They have the same agenda of extremism. That's Republicans, wackos, extremists, racists, Christian fanatics, trying to push their religion as legislation. A religious-based domination over you. That ain't part of the Constitution, folks. We got separation of church and state. So there it is. Trumpy boy, guilty. Of course he's guilty. Now it's going to go to the Senate. And you know the Senate is going to sit there, all those Republicans again are going to, oh no, it's somehow, well, he did it, but oh geez, or no, you're doing it just because you don't like him. Isn't that incredible? They're just dancing around facts, which is typical now of the whole Republican Party, that they can't have a campaign anyway. They can't stand on their what they've actually voted for and what they've done. They have to lie to you. They're all about avoiding facts. They're all about deception. They're all about propaganda, deception, and give you the slogans to try and deflect and say, oh, family values. Are Republicans thinking that family values are racism and Christian extremism and corporate poison and pollution of your water and air? That's what Republicans do. That's what they vote for. All Republicans are Trump. All Republicans are guilty. In the 2020 election, vote them all out.